Imagine a society where the government tells you when to replace your appliances, your house, and your car, and it automatically withdraws money from your digital wallet. And if you don't comply, you're on a no travel list, your social credit is lowered, making you unable to take out a loan or participate in social activities. That sounds like a dystopian novel, but hey, that's actually China in the making. Welcome to China Insider. I'm David Zhang. On April 13th, 14 departments, including the Commerce Department and the Public Security Department in the CCP, formed a united announcement, a so-called action plan to promote trade-in of consumer goods. From the old to the new, basically it's a government campaign to use its power to force its citizens to give up its old appliances, do renewal on their kitchen and bathroom, and to basically buy things as they expire. And they've already forced people to do that by, according to the Radio Free Asia report, having people come door to door to log in their expiration date and purchase date of certain appliances in their home, and they will be receiving calls on promotions to buy this new appliance. Why are they doing that? Well, China has an issue of consumption. Its lack of spending has been the number one problem facing the economy. And the CCP has decided, if you're not going to listen, we're just going to force you to do this. So basically, what they're doing is, because people aren't spending money post-zero COVID, people were basically saying, what if another political storm comes? I'm going to have to save my money in the bank just so I know that I'm going to have some backup later on. People are scared to spend money. And if you don't have an economy that's running on people spending, well, it's not really a working economy. And this sounds like it's for the good of the people, right? The government's looking out for you. They're going to buy your new appliances for you, remind you that you need a new set of speakers or a TV or a washer. Not quite, though. Because once your thing actually expires, say in 5 to 6 years, they're going to be coming to your door with the cops. Because guess what? Of those 14 departments that were announcing this new campaign, one of them is the police. And so cops will come knocking on your door and force you to give up your old one, and then they're going to swap it in for the new one. It's not giving it to you for free. You're still going to have to spend the money, because that's where spending and consumption comes in. And imagine if now you have this whole idea of a smart home. What if that thing is designed to collapse in like 10 years? Your walls just start crumbling. And, well, you're forced to move to a new home. What if you're driving one of those Chinese EVs? Within 5 years, it breaks down. You got to have a new car. And what's even worse is, parallel to this, China's pushing for the digitization of its currency, the digital RMB, right? So then imagine if this is fully implemented, and it will be a harsh, like mandatory implementation, the government could just withdraw the money from your bank to buy the things for you. And there's no way you can even stop it, because guess what? Everything's digital. The new stuff will be digital too. Digital fridge, digital, dials for your gas meters or water bill or whatever. Everything can be remotely controlled. So your entire life is now under the control of the government. People think that, oh, I'm just being crazy. No, but this is actually their plan. In the near future, everything in China will be digital, and there's nothing you can do about it. But you, the viewer of China Insider, might be asking, well, David, if my fridge is working perfectly fine, why would the government do that to me? Well, actually, viewer of China Insider, your fridge is not working fine, because the government decides when it's going to expire. When it wants it to expire, it will. So your fridge is working only until the day that the government says, hey, we actually need to boost our spending now. And, well, you better start buying for a new one. The CCP, as a concept, already controls the production side, all of its state-owned assets, manufacturing, how many cars to produce. There's overcapacity right now. And now, if they also control the demand side of things through this full digital, this idea of digitizing its economy, then you basically have the both end of it being controlled by the CCP. And that just goes a total craziness if you imagine what's going to happen to that. Because guess what? Viewer from China Insider, you're asking again, saying, can I just protest what's happening, what's taking place in China? You could try, but they would just put you on a low social credit list, no fly list, no travel list. They'll just restrict your social media, still withdrawing the fund from your digital wallet at the same time. Nothing you can do about it. And guess what? If you're protesting, you might be isolated as the only person in your neighborhood who's getting this treatment. Everybody else around you, all your neighbors are still doing fine. They're not being punished for it. It's going to make you think you're crazy. Makes you think like, am I the insane one or are they the crazy one? And so it's like the CCP is just gaslighting you, right? Saying that, hey, you're basically the problem, not us. And because they know where you work, who you pay your phone bills to, which company is for your utilities, who your family members are, they can do all sorts of ways to try to crack you down. Now, like I said, this is in the near future, but something more imminent of a danger is happening in China, and that is food crisis. Before we continue, here is a sponsor segment from Puritang.
If there is one supplement you want to get incorporated into your diet, it's a good omega-3 supplement. It's the best all-around defender for your health. It reduces inflammation, cholesterol, improves eyesight, and reduces risk for heart problems, as well as helps with joint pain, among other benefits. Today, I want to introduce you to Puritang's green vegetables. Puritang gets their ingredients straight from the high mountains of South Korea, and the omega oils are extracted from purslane and perilla seeds. It's 100% vegan. Now, personally, I've been using Omega for about 9 years, close to 10 years now. I've recently switched to Puritang for about a few weeks now. Here's why. We mostly get our Omegas from fish, right? But that's not the best case for everyone, especially there's the aftertaste. It might not be suitable for vegetarians or vegan. So the most important part, right, we often forget is the actual concentration for Omegas. Puritang soft gels have a much higher content for Omega-3, 6, 7, and 9 than many of the brands out there. And some say that they notice there's less hair loss, more energy, lower cholesterol levels, and overall improved health. I think the best part for me is the lack of inflammation or the reduction of inflammation. Other brands also they use this high heat method to extract the oil, which in turn creates a lot of harmful byproducts. Puritang's green vegetable is done using a patented method of supercritical carbon dioxide low temperature extraction, so it preserves the natural properties and maintains high purities. First of its kind. So get it for yourself or as a gift to your loved ones ahead of the holiday season. Use my code DZ2023 and you can receive free shipping globally. Check out my link in the description and comment today.
And just so you know, Puritang is having a Mother's Day sale. If you spend $500 or more, you'll receive a gift of the 9 steamed 9 dried Black Ginseng root as part of the purchase. So check out the link in the description. So what the heck is happening with food? Well, Xi Jinping recently reiterated this concept of big food concept. What the heck is big food? According to Xi, it is grasp the changing trends in the people's food structure and while ensuring food supply, ensure that meat, vegetables, fruits, aquatic products, and other types of food are effectively supplied and nothing is missing. All this is pretty pointless. Yes, supermarkets should probably have stock. Unlike, you're not expecting to go to the market in China and suddenly it's like post-World War I Germany. Sorry, Germany, but that's the scenario. No, but like, who in their right mind wouldn't know what to buy? Or if you want to buy meat, if you have money, you buy meat. Or if you need to eat vegetables, get your vitamin and nutrients in, then you buy vegetables. Xi Jinping basically just said something that everybody knows how to do because that's how people live. If you're hungry, you buy food and you cook food and you eat the food. So what the heck is he trying to do? Well, basically, Xi Jinping is doing a pre-crisis sort of warning talk with us. He's saying that if something were to happen to the basic security of people's consumption of food, it's not going to be my fault because I've just highlighted this concept for you guys called big food. I said that you guys should secure the shortages or, defeat the shortages, secure the supplies. And then, basically that's my goal. Just in case if something does happen. Well, then you might be wondering, well, is China facing a possible food shortage? One of the reasons it could possibly face one is if it went to war over Taiwan and then, nobody wants to sell food to China anymore because of that. There's international alienation, but that's not happening right now. It could be war preparation. Xi Jinping wants to invade Taiwan, so it needs to stock up on food. But then the way he says it, it just seems like it's so weirdly phrased. Well, if you really think about food shortage, if a country doesn't have food, right? First, it can try to import food, so it can buy food from other countries. And then if it can't do that, say it doesn't have enough money, then it can get humanitarian aid from some place like a UN or another organization. So really the only way in which a country cannot get food is if one, it doesn't have the infrastructure to receive food, seaports or airports. Or second, it's facing some sort of an internal political movement or turmoil that it cannot generate food anymore. Okay, so because we said that China's not at war right now, then it must be under some sort of a political movement for Xi Jinping to worry about food shortage. Well, it turns out he's right. Because for the past year or two, Xi Jinping has done some stuff that's just really questionable when it comes to agriculture. For example, he's asking forests to be cut down in place to restore farmlands. Sounds great, right? But it's led to dust storms, sandstorms, and it's actually done worse. And in fact, some of the land that's used to have trees on them, they're not suitable for crop growth. He's also wanting to put wet farmlands up into the mountains. But with irrigation and everything like that, water runs downhill. So you have to spend more money and more resource to put water up in the mountains. So he's done a lot of these questionable agricultural reforms. At the same time, he's also walking the path of Mao Zedong, which basically he wants to centralize the entirety of land ownership, planned economy, agricultural ownership, etc. And in doing that, well, the last time something like this happened in China in the 50s and 60s, when there was the central planned economy, the lack of market orientation, supply and demand, you saw the Great Leap Forward, which was led to supposedly a massive expansion of agricultural growth, but in reality, it was a great famine that happened after that, not a growth. And it wasn't until the end of the Cultural Revolution, when there's actually semi-privatization of land ownership, that farmers could actually be incentivized to grow things. And when markets actually started to come back, that's when things started to see the supply and demand again. So if something was missing, quickly it was filled by the needs and the desires to grow them. And so Xi Jinping, copying Mao Zedong, he's walking the opposite. He's going backwards. And so he's worried that maybe if something were to happen, I'd better just shift the blame away to other people because I said we should do it this way, even though he's the one who actually put people in the first place into the scenario. Now, the CCP loves talking about anything with big or great or grand. When that happens, you know this thing's going to rot in the end, it's going to backfire, and the people is going to suffer. Xi Jinping also is focusing so much on the new productive forces, this idea of focusing on solar panel, on EVs, and on lithium-ion battery production. Traditional manufacturing sectors, as well as agriculture, has taken a back foot. And in that scenario, all of its resources are dedicated to the technology competition. It's not focusing so much on the traditional agricultural growth, and in turn, that's going to become a problem. In our last episode, we also highlighted how in Inner Mongolia, a farmer has already received fines, and the local government is asking for the land back, saying that the land ownership was never theirs to begin with. So that they're already trying to claw back control from the farmers. And from just recent historical lessons, we know that anytime you mess with food, it's not going to turn out great. It's going to lead to a disaster. And that's basically where Xi Jinping's at. He knows that the policies are probably not working, but because he needs that for the power, he has to make sure that people know, hey, this is happening, just so you know it's not my fault. All right, that's it today for the episode on how China, digitizing its entire economy in the near future, is going to make sure that everybody has to comply and everything is under the control of the CCP. But it has a more pressing problem, which is a possible food shortage problem. All right, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like, comment below your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, bye-bye.